Let's say that you see a serviceman or woman and you say to them, "Thank you for your service and for protecting our freedom." And then they say back to you, "Thank you, but exactly what kind of freedom am I protecting?" That is a great question. How would you respond to that? There are fundamentally two kinds of freedoms. For example, there's the freedom portrayed in Aldous Huxley's novel, Brave New World. In it, Huxley presents a vision of freedom through total constraint. People were given something called soma, the ideal pleasure drug that created a false happiness and caused people to no longer question the constraints they were put under. So the people thought they were free, but they were not. Now that's one vision of freedom, freedom with total constraint. Another vision of freedom is freedom with no constraints at all. It's freedom to do whatever one may choose. This is the view that's very popular in our culture. Some say, after all, if there are constraints on me, how can I really be free? Seems to be a logical question. Jacques Rousseau said this: "What hurts us is a society that fails to allow us to flourish in our personal truth and our personal sense of self." That is freedom without constraints. So what kind of freedom are the men and women in our military protecting? Well, freedom with total constraint or freedom with no constraints? Or is there another option? How about freedom with the right constraints? Let me give you some examples. Let's say a train. A train constrained by train tracks is free to function according to its design. However, a train off the tracks is a disaster. Another example would be the fish constrained in the fishbowl is free to live according to its design. But if the fish is freed from the constraints of the bowl, it doesn't have true freedom at all. It has death. So what kind of freedom are the men and women in our military protecting? I believe we should say freedom with the right constraints. Now, some would say they're protecting our freedom with total constraint. No, that's not it at all. They're protecting our freedom with no constraint. Well, that'd be a disaster. It's rather, I hope, freedom with the right constraints. And you might ask, wait a minute, who decides what the right constraints are? If the Bible is the very Word of God, and if God is our Creator, who would know better than the one who made us and designed us what the right constraints are for us? What do you think about this? Let me know what you think down in the comments. If you like this video, please leave me a like, share it with someone you know, and certainly subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I'm Van Unfiltered.